another video. So this is continuing from the previous one, and there is no 13. In case you're looking for the 13, there isn't one. I hate that number. So I found a problem. It was a bit strange, but it's actually something very simple. What happens is that since I'm not using this the main code as a VST or a plugin, audio units or whatever, the get editor code is not returning correctly. So let me show where is it. I created this get editor call. So if I'm compiling the regular plugin, I just get the active editor, which works correctly. Otherwise, I get the external editor variable, which it's now here on my main timer. I check if the editor is open and set it up. Otherwise, I set to null pointer. But also on the editor opening, I also set it up, and also on the destructor, just in case. So now I have everything compiled. Let me see how it's working as a plugin. It took me a while to figure that out. And since the editor was not being found, it was thinking that the editor was closed, so it was not bothering about removing things from the editor and stuff like that. So it was making a really big mess of the code. So okay, it's playing sound here. My audio caller is not recording on Twitch because this is ASIO. I can open, close, and open again, and change the preset. Not putting on the top in here. It's working. Just there's a few things missing in the code right now. Let's see what else I have disabled. Editor. But it's weird, it's not moving the window back to the front. And this was a problem I was having before. And it looks like it's happening again. So I have to put a code that is dedicated to Windows. Because I can open the editor here. And it opens correctly. I have my screenshot here, but the window is not moving to the top when I go to the editor area. Here's the window. I click it, I can change it. But I lost the focus and it's not acquiring the focus anymore. So that's going to be a problem. So what I can do, I can check. Well, let me check another thing as well. If the window is following the mouse, let's say the window is in here. Yeah, at least the window it's following. It's not getting to the top as it should be. So when I click here, nothing happens. So there is one way, like 2 ways to fix that. But first, let me check one thing in here. Set window to the top. I'm going to bring the top the both the windows. So the editor to front. And just in case, checking if it's not a null pointer. Let's see if it's still working in standalone mode. Yeah, it's still working. Let's see in plugin mode if it works. And it doesn't work. For some reason, I can't seem to be able to move it to the front without having to use a specialized code. But like for me, I know what the code is. So let's just go in here, leave this guy in here, and create another call. Just checking one thing. What else have I changed that requires my attention? Okay, that was pretty much it. Component, window. Just closing up what I don't need. Good. So here on the bridge application, I'm going to create another thing. And it's going to be a bring window to the top. Let me copy from my original code. Each is somewhere around here. Not here exactly. No, not in here. It's on the bridge. It's in here, I think. I don't really remember. Plugin maybe. So I don't have to look online. So it should be this guy, bring window to top. So I'm just going to create that. And because I'm using that, the main reason because I'm using the Windows call in here. Then you have to check for OS 10 what is going to be. And maybe I'm going to create this in a way that I can pass the window directly. So now I can go on the thread. It's thread number 2. And I have to get the window handle. So this should work. So let me test first with the standalone version. Okay, why it's failing now? Unresolved external. Oh, of course. Forgot to add the class name. Otherwise, it doesn't work. Sure. So this guy can close. This is still working in here. So let's see as a plugin. And I can test with other hosts, not just Sonar, of course. Yeah, it did work because you can see already that's the Windows on top. Or not. Oh, it's not. Bloody hell. Doesn't go on Steam. Just wondering. The problem is not something else. So let me double check. The code is actually being called. It is getting called, but it's not moving the window to the top. Interesting. I'm going to test in another host to check if maybe just this is just a Sonar problem. Let's try with Reaper. Let me check in here. STI. Which is one? Or the second one? Not the second one. First one. So it seems that it is a Windows problem. Interesting. Because the window is in here. If I click it, you can see that it's doing something, but not getting the focus. Okay, that's really not good. Let me try to push the window back to the top instead of this guy. Because that's actually the window that I want to bring to the top. So just in case. and nothing happens. Hmm. Now I think I remember what the deal is in here because I'm telling an external code to bring the window to the top. And I remember with Wusik X42, I had this problem too. So what I did was get the window handle, send back to the main code, and ask there instead. And then it works. It's not ideal, but it is what it works. So looks like I have to do that. I get the window handle again because it's a bit tricky. It's a unsigned integer 32. That's the size of the handle. So let's do that. And I'm still going to leave the set window to top so I can manually set the external window to the front. So I'll do the two things actually. And maybe I can use the same command and write back the window handle. So I'm going to go like this: set window to front, Windows handle equals 0. Write the Windows handle. Oh, I get the editor handle. Nice. Okay. I have to add the app class along. And this already I'm not using. So that's it. Set window to top. I'm going to try to send to the front at least and report back the Windows handle, the main code. And from there, I have to get the event. So what's going to return in here? In 32, but that's not what I want. Oh, I have to make manually. Here's the get event. So I have to go like this. No. Events is a character. And I have to get back the little guy. Which happens somewhere. Now the last thing I'm going to do is use the code from here. Let me check now on my code. This is on the editor. The editor that I have to worry about. So we're just going to create in here from the editor. And double check how I'm passing the memory variable. Just like that. Okay. So hopefully this should work. So here on the bottom, I'm going to add the extra stuff. I pass the window handle back. Just Windows. Another thing I have to check if the window handle is not 0. And let's hope that on OS 10 this doesn't get crazy. Let's see what this is going to look like. Pointer truncation, that's normal. It's not a problem. Okay, in here it's still working as expected. Let's see as a plugin. Yeah, it's working. So it is a problem with the process call. Yeah, everything's working. See, let's close, open again, close, open again, close, open again. Save it, leave it open, and see if it's going to reload with the interface open. Yes, it does. So that's not bad. That's working actually very nicely. Try to load a second one and see if both on the screen is not going to clash. No, it doesn't clash because they still keep one on top of the other. And even if it's calling the second one to the front, it doesn't go to the front until you click it. So that's nice. That's very good actually. So now I have to check another thing that's not working, and is automation. It's recording automation, but it's not setting automation. So let me check on my process block because automation is received on the set. Not in, sorry, in here. Set event. but um, how it's working now, I don't remember. Because they changed how the automation happened. So let me check Wusik ZR, because Wusik ZR I did from zero, and I had to worry about those things in there. Let me check how I handle the automation, because I really don't remember. I don't even know if the automation is working with Wusik ZR. At least no one told me anything about it. So first let me check. I have Wusik ZR here. 32 bits. Well, that's okay. Could work. Let me record this track here. Since since this is bridge not recording, yes, record. My 64 bits version is not showing here. Well, I guess something I have to recompile. Let's recompile the release. 64 bits. Go. Maybe Sonar 32 bits doesn't handle automation, so let's first test this out. But I do know, if I remember correctly, if I look at my code here, there is audio processor listener that I can add. And then somewhere there's a callback. Audio processor parameter changed. So maybe it's this guy that I have to worry about. Oops. Because I'm thinking this is sending the automation. Check here on the code, because on the code here I don't do that. It failed. Why? Bunch of warnings. Where's the error? They changed something in the Juice framework. Yeah, I remember that. I have to fix that, but not right now. First thing I'm going to try is add the audio processor listener, my plugin processor. Let me check a few things out here. Send automation. This is for the process block. Okay. That I remember. Oh, okay. There is no send automation code anywhere. So the problem is that they changed how automation works. So let's try. See if I can attach a listener to this. I don't need that. Check. Audio processor parameter changed. That's on the audio processor. No override. Processor listener. But who is going to be? It's confusing. Who's going to be the listener for this? Ah, of course, I have to add the other guys. So let's see what they are. Audio processor parameter changer, audio processor changed. All these guys here, and I just use this one in here. I want to check if it's getting called by the plugin. Let's see what happens. Let's say I record something, write command, and have to arm the track. Let me save this. So now I have to check how my code is going to receive this. So how do I receive this? That baffles me out. Because before, in the old days, before Juice decided to change things, we had a set parameter call in here that was very easy to use, but now, not anymore. Starting to think that it's not this. This is for me to receive from the internal callback. But, oh. I guess I have to check something else. Was let me check one thing here. I have my plugin processor. Okay, here are the parameters, the external parameters. So I have my set value. Let me check where is the actual code for that. Well, it is sending something. Because those are the parameters that are attached to the code when it initializes. Okay. It's going to go crazy now. But I can see that it is sending something. But let me say, send event float should not be in there actually. Should be done in the automation instead. So let me check this guy up. I have at least added the code there. That value, it is in here. That number, set parameter. That's interesting. Because this is getting called and it's sending a value. Let me see. I put this on the volume, so let me hear if I can hear it change it for say. Yes. Check my. Come on. Ah. Sonar decided to go crazy. How do I open this up now? Ah, okay. Fish. Fish. Oh, good. Something went crazy. Okay. It just went crazy on me in here. Um, did I put some extra alert windows? I don't remember if I put something. Oh yes, I put this guy in here, but that's not what I'm looking for. Something else. So the set value is getting called, and I'm receiving in here for some reason. Not working. So let's try again. Okay, it's getting com not working correctly because I should be doing the sending of the variables from there. It should be someplace else. So these should be instead. Let me check the other code. It's the plugin code. Because what I'm looking now is to send the automation instead of that. So I'm going to be using, what's the name again? Receive send automation. That's the one I have to look for. On the set parameter, which was the old code, much easier to use, but whatever, I'm not in charge. Stupid. What do I know? Get the parent. And from the parent, I get everything and add the automation folder. The get value can be that, it's not a problem. Just the sending of the things that's problematic. Now this sends the automation. So now I have to on see if it's sending. Yeah, it's sending automation. So it's going to send automation for the next process block, which should be safe to use. Now I just have to check why it's not updating the control. But it is updating the sound. Unless... Oh, I see what's the problem. Automated the first parameter. So let's see if this is going to work. If I'll automate something else. Let's try. Okay. Okay, there's something clashing in here, so I have to double check all of my values. I have to remove these just in case, so I don't run into problems. I'm going to remove that. And value. Never again. Let me check again. What's going on in here? I'm sending the index and the new value. And then on the process callback, I send the automation. So that's on the process block. The first one. No, not this process block. On thread one, actually. So here is receiving automations, set parameter, parameter and a value. Okay. But maybe the problem is not in here actually. But on how I receive the automation. Because there's a call around here. Parameter changed the value of the parameter index. This is the same thing here. Let's see. Yeah, the value in the parameter index. Let me try again. Erase all these guys. Because this is saying the parameter 0, which is the master volume. Let me remove the loop here and record the filter. Where is it? Hmm. Hey. Compile this again because I forgot to compile. These are not using. The code's not that hard, it's just I'm overlooking something probably. Not writing anymore. Hmm. Okay. Let me think this over. I received automations, I sent set automations and send the process block. Where does the receiver automations get pushed? Somewhere. Oh, here. The timer. The main timer callback. Okay. So there's the place. Check what's the parameter number. See if I can take a look at that. This should happen when I move something. Third one. Okay, so it is receiving 271. and it's receiving the correct value. So the thing is, I'm sending this here and ending there. Let me try another project. Let me load up the guy. Come on, little fella. Load super oscillator, set as record, and write automation, and start recording. Okay, it's recorded both automations correctly. Let me put some note on top. Okay. And to be honest, this is not working. First, let me adjust this driver because it's really not behaving very well. Now it's sonar that's not behaving very well. So, okay. The receiver of the parameters changes. Now, my main problem is how to receive this back. Let me check if maybe I'm forgetting to set the index here because I'm starting to think that I am. Speedy. Where's the parameter again? Index and the index. Well, it is correct. So it should be setting up correctly. But for some reason, it's getting messed up really fast. 0, 0. It's not 0. Sending everything to 0. That's no good. It's sending everything to 0. Here. Index equals index. Sometimes the little things you can see here, index and index. I was setting like this, index equals index. Oh, fudge. Another thing I want to change is the timer callback on the editor. So the screenshot doesn't have to be every half a second. because that is going to be a bit too much, to be honest. So 500, 1 second, every 2 seconds should be okay. Check. How's the performance? Yeah, that's more likely. Change very fast. Maybe I can still see the preview one before it loads up. Not a problem. It's still not moving. Why? It's not moving. We create a very simple. Come on. Sometimes Sonar does that, but because this is an old version of Sonar, I have to close now. It's not going to work anymore. I have to reset the computer. Oh, bloody hell. I try for the latest version by BandLab. I don't want to update right now. Thank you. New project. At least this version allow me to create an empty project. I'll have to rescan. Okay. That's to manually rescan, which is better, I think, in my opinion. I'm not using waves anymore. Can skip it. You piece of crap. I really hate those challenge response and dongle copy protections. I think it just hurts the end user because it does no good to the company. They think it does, but it doesn't. By something very simple. I can see that it's not resizing the window correctly. That's okay, I can fix that. Let me arm this channel. By the frequency change. It seems to be working better in this version. Just the size of the window that I don't get. Resize like that, it works. Interesting. Seems that the other code is taking a bit of some time to redraw when I change the size. It's working. Sluggish. One thing I don't understand with the transport, because I can see that it was jumping. Oh, I had to put it going correctly. If the editor open, it's running correctly. Like it's glitching every 1 second, but only when the editor is open. Performance is very low. I have to check if another one open to see if the problem is my code or just the way it's behaving. Because the performance is still low. Load a large preset. It's pretty large. Not large enough. There is the maestro. This one takes much longer to load. Two loads fine. It's completed. So let me try other plugin. Small. Virtual station. A good example. I have to revisit my code and check what could be doing that. So I have my timer on the editor. Okay, on the timer, every 100 milliseconds, I'm setting the window position. Well, I was thinking, and I check if the editor is open. Maybe I don't need to really do that. I can check that the size, I can check when I need to move the window to the front again. So that's one less thing. Otherwise, I do this. Oh, the size is set to 2 seconds. I forgot. Otherwise, I do this every 2 seconds. And the same thing would do with the editor. See now, plugin editor. In the editor, which is a bit silly if you really know, because it won't always be true at the start. But that's okay. Go back. So if open editor, and what happens, there is one thing I forgot. Um, Initialize external process. It's ready. I can go. Where does it get to the point where it creates the editor? During initialization, it creates. But what happens if it crashes? So I have to reopen the editor. Okay, now it's checking to open the editor. Oh, actually, should be like this. Otherwise, not going to open, and it's not going to open the next time. It's still glitching out somehow. So the screen now is on different. It's going to be on a different place. Every 2 seconds, it's going to put on the correct place. Close. And again. Can see that it's still glitching out. Good, like that. So it opened it up again, but it didn't open the external editor. Hmm. I'm going to leave for now this like this. Not to worry about the open editor. Because I'm starting to think But I also have to take a look at the timer in here. Would be the screenshot code, because there is one large code. Let me check in here. Yeah, I have to improve that. Yeah, it's the screenshot code. Complicated. I wonder if I really need to repaint. Let me try something. Try to see if it yeah, I can see that it's not repainting. It should be repainting, but it's not. You can see that it's taking the last screenshot. Very old. And if it take like 4 seconds instead of 2, can see that it stops for. Oh well. The best thing would be really get the all the data of the screen directly from the Windows callback, but I don't know how I'm going to handle that on OS 10. Let me something instead. Where's the bitmap? Map in image format. There is one. Oops. Let's try JPEG. Maybe it's faster. I'm gonna set it for 2 seconds. You can set for every second. there is a way to know if the window is actually visible and just update in those situations, but for some reason the Windows code always report as visible even when it's not visible. So I don't get why. You can see some clear artifacts in the image quality, especially here on the tree view. But it seems to be running much faster compared to PNG. Oh yeah, much faster. Maybe for now I'm going to leave like that. Just the automation is still a bit tricky. I can see the two values in here. How do I know? Events, I think I can check. Events list. I just show the note. How do we look at automation? I really don't know how to look at that. Okay, volume. Volume is working. Resonance. Oh, now it's working. The three values are working. I'm really impressed that the compression is so crazy. Let me see if there's an option to change the compression. Set quality. Quality. Let's see if that's going to be too much or not. It's running the same way. It was 0.6, 0.7, 0.8, 0.9. That's not bad. But it's still messing up with the colors compared to PNG. I wonder why. But for now, I'm going to leave like that. I'm not going to go too crazy. But it seems that most of the stuff is already working. Now it's a matter of testing and testing again and testing some more. And I could also improve a few aspects. So let's say when I need to handle the editor, I also set this position of the window. It's oh, it's almost immediately. Not so bad. Let's see what happens when I close it up. Two again. Check. Oh, because it crashed it, so that's okay. No problem. Okay, it recovers pretty fast actually. Okay, that's nice. Let's see if it remembers the set state correctly. So I'm going to try and crash the external application, and it loads up correctly with the last set state information. Yeah, that's good. Now comes the battle of fixing any found bugs and problems and really getting things done nicely. Not the one. He's the one. I should understand why the colors change so much. There must be a reason for that, I guess. Let me check with other stuff. Not so bad. Let's close and open again. Close again. And let's crash the process. Yeah, remove these. Hmm. Take a look if I didn't forget. If I haven't forgotten. Hmm. Strange. Try again. All right. So, what's the next step now? Well, thinking about something. One thing I was thinking is that during the handle editor, I could do send the actual position of the window. Thinking more direct thing. Send the control byte. Set my event. And then I send two values of this screen position. '16. I send stuff 6 and the Y. And I'll also do this when I steal the child window. So it brings to the top, but first sets the position. And the size of the main window would also receive from this is going to happen very fast. It's not really a deal. Send, and then I receive the width 8. Height. I say that wrong. And the height. And I don't worry about these guys here anymore. It's going to happen every second instead. Could be 2 seconds to be honest. So a write and a read. So if get width not width get height then set size. Only change the size when it is really needed. So the handle editor now has more stuff to it, and now I have to add the second thread. Handle editor. I have to copy now. I'm going to use the same variables. Not else. We need two variables. Check. What this is going to do? It's going to ask to open the editor. And also set the position. Oh, what I could do is add those positions in here. So these 4 variables. And what I do is actually read first the X position, the Y position. Oh, forgot. X and Y, and I have to return the last known sizes. Oops. This is I have to worry about. Read. Common. What's doing this in here? It's not that. Right. The width and the height. Width. And now when I open the editor, I already know where to place it. So let's see. Get the bounds and I set it that value. That set y. And the size, what's going to be the size? Because it will be different. So with, let's say, 100. Let's put 0, and if it's 0, I don't change the size of anything. But I have to remember that. Okay, so that's good. But I just forgot what I said. I can't forget. Oh yeah, if the size are 0, I don't care about. If 0 and 0, or it should work. Well, almost perfect. Stuck. How long is going to stay stuck? It's not no longer opening anything. That's why I don't like to make big change to the code at once. Let me it's still opening all over the place, so I get it. I'm sending X and a Y, and I'm reading, checking here. I read the X. Oh, here. The Y. Right, right. Read. Right. It's correct. Integer 16 bits. Now I just have to check why it's not reloading. Should be reload. close it, reopen it again. Close it. Well, not reopening. One thing that I noticed that is that I have my mouse over it. It's trying to call the external window. If I don't do that, and does the same thing. Oh well, I tried. Just have to figure out where it's getting stuck again. The external process no longer running. Well, this all seems to be working correctly. Let's try and close the external process and see what happens. See, the sonar stopped working. Vanished. Or just the audio engine stopped working. But it recovered. So at least didn't crash. It's taking around 12 seconds to recover. But it did recover. Interesting. Where is everybody? Oh, a blank preset. Where everything is. That's weird. Where's are all my process? Oh, here. Kill the guy again. There goes the process. And it load again. So I was faster. But not my preset. Okay, it's playing. Can see that the meters are moving at least. I don't have the audio card routed. I'm going to kill this guy. Just to be sure, I'm going to use the mouse instead of the keyboard, which I usually do. Pressing delete and task. Die. But it didn't recover the preset. Why? Why didn't it recover the preset? Try with the sample player instead. There goes my stuff. We double check where it stores the preset information again every 20 seconds. Okay, I see the problem. The editor is closed, so it doesn't do the copy. So it would be a good idea that every time I close the editor and it does the copy. So let's change that. Um, um, what? What? Oh, okay. Because when I call get state information, it makes a copy internally. So can go like this. Maybe first I stop the timer, then I ask the last state information, and then I can close the editor. That should be quick. So let's try again. My last preset was this guy. So this should be in memory already because it was recovered from the project. Yeah, that's right. Now let's load the audio looper and close the screen. I should have done a copy of that guy. Okay, it's already rerunning the application. It's the external application. But there is no editor now. Weird. No, that's not working. Where's the external application? Something went bad. Go ahead again. See if I can figure out what's going on. Wave sequencer. Close the editor. It vanishes. And close the external application. Yeah, it works. Try again. Okay. External application is not running. Why now? Someone is not restarting. Let me check one thing in the initialize external. Tries in here, and the timer is going to be stopped. So that's a problem. Because if it fails, the timer doesn't start anymore. We don't want that. Because maybe it's crashing right after it re-initializes with the state information that's already writing. Let's try draw wave oscillator, close the guy, and try to reload. Yeah, it's in there. Let's try if the editor open. Okay, something's happening. Where is my guy? There's no one there. Seems that close and open again. That's not good. So there is a problem in there. Gonna have to stop the timer again in here. But if the process is running, I'm going to reinitialize the timer. See what happens. That's no good. Now the initialization of the process is done only in these two places. It's already running, it's not going to restart. Seems to me that the timer being stopped somewhere else. Let's check all the open documents and see if there is another place I'm forgetting. Which one is this one? Oh, that's the debug window. Ugh. Oh, the editor stops the editor timer. Okay, that's correct. So that's the timer. That's correct too. What is going on? Start timer for 1 second. Oh. Let's see what's going on. See if I can figure this one out. Let's kill it. Tries to load again. Seems to crash it again. And then doesn't try anymore. Why? It doesn't try anymore. That's the question now. I was thinking maybe the buffer process here should actually be sent on the set prepared to play. Because I think it should be first send that. And after that, send the state information. Because I need to know on the state information what's the sample rate and stuff like that. That's very important. Oh. Oh no, it recovered. Ah, come on, task manager. Let's try now if the editor close it. I can see the process spiked, reloaded, and it's running again. Let's see if I can change it to the 3 oscillator, close it. Kill the guy. See what happens. Well, it seems that it did recover right away. So let me try again. can see that it's spiked the process because the process got stuck, but that's normal. The host should be able to handle that. Let me try again with the editor open. At least now the window is not going crazy anymore. Okay, that's good. It is recovering without too much hassle. CPU usage is very low for the extra overhead of the whole code. And when the editor is closed, the reload process is quite fast. So that's good. Take like 2 seconds to reload. Okay, let's try the standalone now. And now there's another thing that we can try. See that it's not changing until I put the mouse over. It's not changing anymore. Did I remove everything? Back. Set window X, set window Y. Every 100 milliseconds. Oh, only on still child window, okay. Otherwise, it's standing in here. Every 100 milliseconds. Now, why it's not setting? You know why? Forgot to put the actual code in here. That should do it. Be honest, I was thinking, was this no, this is not going to leave like that. Oops, I put something in the wrong order. Set Y. X and Y. I'm good with that. I'm not ultra happy with this color change when change something, but not a total big deal. One thing I was thinking about is the grab focus option. Going to tell me? Because there is a call, focus gained. Call it indicated this component has just acquired the keyboard focus. Could try to use that. Just change it type cause. And it's a void. So I want to check if this is actually called correctly. Because if it does, it can be very handy. Let's say I click on the window, then it redraws the screenshot. So the screenshot, and you see that it took a second to redraw. So sometimes it can look a bit ugly, but sadly, it's not working.